almost coming up to a year now. Can you believe it? One whole year of putting up with me on YouTube. It's great to have you with us on the show. If you are live streaming on YouTube right now, drop a message in the live chat. Love to hear from you and love to do a shout out for you. So coming up on the show for today, we've got a jam-packed show as usual. We're going to start with some fun news, some tribe news and what's happening and new. And we're going to also be chatting to Martie Cronje from Complete VA. And we're going to be finding out a whole lot more about her, what she's up to, and it sounds like she's adding something new and interesting to the mix. So we're going to find out some more details coming up on the show later this morning. Still on the path to try and get a sponsor for these shows that we do. So if you'd like to connect and reach a target market of entrepreneurs from around the world, here is the space. So love to hear from you. My details are down in the description below. In fact, everything you need to know is down below for the show. So, right, other things, if you are here and you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, subscribe now, because we're very close to the 1,000 subscribers. And the deal is, and has always been, and still standing, that I will receive probably, I think it's a leg wax, live while doing the show. So I've got to pretend to be professional and do the show while getting my legs waxed. Thank goodness you can only see from here down, so you won't actually see too much. But yes, evidently I'm getting waxed while we do the show. So if you want to see that, it's part of the incentive. And in fact, we're going to do some giveaways for that show as well. So subscribe, right? Also share the channel with everyone. Okay, right. Into our tribe news at the moment. And this is, as I said, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're actually posting loads of cool content for you, and it's for free. It's great advice. So here's the things that we've loaded in the last week that you could go check out. On Monday, we did the coffee shop show, which was a really cool big one. In fact, we had some of the biggest people from networks around the world join us for that show. We were talking about the power of collaboration and networking. It was a really, really great show. Loads of great content, ideas, talked about the summit that's coming up on the 19th to the 22nd of April. You want to go check out that video. The link is down below. Then creating business success one step at a time. That's with Christine Campbell-Rappin, and talking about the COO in your business. And it's not the one that you're thinking of. It's the cost of overthinking. What is the cost of overthinking in your business? Because it's definitely costing you way too much. Nice, short, quick video there with great hints and tips for you. Money Magnet Show with Dr. Mayer is talking about the return on networking. So it's a really cool video. We're all networkers, and we do all these networking things and meetings and connect with people and all of that stuff. And then he's taken that and put the financial side of it, so you can work out how to work out what the return is on your networking at the same time. And by doing so, you get the most value out of it. So that is a really good video to go check out. With the FBS show with myself and Janine Lingenfelder, we had a huge laugh on Friday. It was probably one of the funniest shows we've done, because we had a laughter coach, Tracy Forsler, who's also a virtual assistant, join us on the show and shared with us some basic tips to laugh, because we all need to laugh every now and again. So that was a very, very cool one to go check out. And then there's the natural self-help tools for the busy entrepreneur with Natalie Clack, and she interviewed Kathy Williams from Canada. And that's sharing their experiences, what they've learned, and sharing some easy tips and tools for you to use to deal with the stress and everything that we're dealing with in business. So those are very, very cool ones to check out. Some events that are coming up as the next Global Online Speed Networking event. That is on the 20th of April. This one's going to be absolutely huge. Again, first of all, for a change, tickets are free. So the link's down below to go register. And it's part of the summit. So we're going to have so many people from around the world, from Canada, Ireland, UK, you name it. Okay, all around the world, all coming together in one big speed networking event. That's happening on the 20th of April. Make sure you register, because you can increase your net worth through your network. That's what Dr. Mayer was saying in his video. So the link's down below. Go check it out. And on the 28th of April is the next Explore Virtual Assistant Network event. Also huge. I'm sure Marty might mention it as well. The Virtual Assistant Network is absolutely amazing. It's huge. It's a way the whole industry is coming together, supporting each other and growing the industry. and pretty much helping develop business for each other, giving each other tips, because each person's on a different part of their journey. So somebody who's been in it for a while will help out somebody who's just starting out. Somebody might be more specialized in something else that your client needs. It just works, okay? So it's great networking for virtual assistants. That's the 28th of April. Link is down below. If you're a virtual assistant, come join us or share it with your virtual assistant friends. And then I jumped on so quickly that I forgot to do our fun news. So let's get into that. Elon Musk, I don't know why I keep having him on the show, but he's always up to stuff that's worth talking about. And did you know that he is now part owner of Twitter? He bought a 9% share in Twitter. And having just started off, he's already making a huge impact and doing things. The first thing being, remember, you couldn't edit your tweets. You know, so if you did a tweet and you couldn't edit it. So his first basic protocol was polling the paid members of Twitter to find out if they would like an editing tool. They've been sort of testing it since last year, but he's stepped things up a next level and just adding that simple tool. And, you know, Twitter is not one of the biggest social media platforms anymore. Excuse me, well, I just coughed. That came out of nowhere. But anyway, Twitter used to be really big, and it's not that big. It's got a very niche market at the moment. But I have a feeling with Elon Musk joining them and starting to make changes, even though it seems like a small one, like an editing tool. Why didn't they have that to start with? But I have a feeling we might start seeing a resurgence in Twitter. So if you are into social media and on the marketing side of things, maybe keep a close eye on Twitter and what they're going to do, because I have a feeling they might be wanting to plan a huge comeback very, very soon. We'll have to see. I'm sure Elon Musk will play a huge role in that. Then we spoke about the metaverse, and it is a big hot topic. It is the next big trend, and it's the one to get onto for now. I did explain in one of the previous shows exactly what the metaverse is, but in a quick nutshell, it's going to be living completely almost in a virtual world. So you're not just going to use the internet where you go to this site or that site. You're going to go almost into like a virtual world and travel and move between the spaces and interact. You can even go and work there, okay? So, you know, your gaming isn't separated. It's all intertwined and connected with your one avatar that you use. It's going to really completely change things. And obviously, Facebook is huge behind this. We know that they've created their business Meta as part of their growth of the metaverse. And just to show you what the opportunity is, it has been estimated that the metaverse economy is going to be worth, listen to this, 10 trillion pounds. I was going to try and convert that into South African rand, but my brain and the internet and people, we just couldn't put that. Yeah, 10 trillion pounds. That is going to be huge. And as soon as 2030, so that's 8 years from now, that's a huge global economy. But a lot of it's going to be based on blockchain, your NFTs, etc., etc. But we're looking at our future of moving completely into a virtual online space with the metaverse. So again, that trend is there. It's early stages. Start seeing and start getting involved from the beginning so that you can pick it up. Be one of those early adopters of it, even if you're a small business. Because remember, when Facebook came out the first time, and in the beginning, it was cheap and easy and free and a good way to get yourself out there if you were an early adopter. So the same is here with the metaverse. Get on to that train nice and early. And following on to that, because I think, you know, we're seeing a lot of these trends coming through and everything is moving into virtual space, even our economies and the global economy. And the UK is huge at the moment about trying to make themselves basically the global crypto asset technology hub. So they've had a look at it, and by the article that I was reading now, what they're basically doing is saying cryptocurrency is here to stay. And we've got the metaverse coming, which will be where the currency or the currency of this metaverse that's going to happen. So why not adopt it now, start working on our legislation and make ourselves a hub? In fact, just reading here, I'll be totally honest with you, I have no idea what it is, but evidently stable coins are going to be brought in with some regulation that's paving the way for the use in the UK as a recognized form of payment. And there's a series of measures that the UK, like I said, are going to make themselves the global hub for crypto asset technology and investment. And they're legislating for a financial market infrastructure sandbox, and just trying to help firms innovate. So this has been a big debate as well, because now governments are starting to get involved and see it and recognize that this is going to be part of the new global economy. And so they're trying to adopt it, but in a highly regulated way, which is against what cryptocurrency was based on. So it's going to be interesting to see how they balance this out, because the big banks and the governments want to keep control over it and regulate it, but implement it at the same time. Whereas at its core, cryptocurrency wants to remain completely unregulated from that point of view and completely free in the market. So going to be interesting to see the developments. So what we learned today, watch Twitter, lots of big changes coming, and it might make a return and a resurgence with Elon Musk joining. The metaverse is coming, and it's going to be huge, 10 trillion pounds. I still can't even put my head around that. Hey, just because I spoke about it, can I get 0.001% of that? It's not a lot, just 0.1%. Yeah, please, thank you. And then also cryptocurrency and NFTs, they are here, we are speaking about them. And it's going to be more in use. It's going to form part of our global economy, also tied in with that metaverse. So go find out more. I'm not saying cryptocurrency, go out and get involved. Make sure you do your homework and know the right things, etc., etc. But it is something you're going to have to learn to work with and incorporate in your business sometime soon. Quickly having a look to see who is tuned in on the show. Welcome to Peter and Steve, who are watching right now, and Michelle. Also, if you have any questions for Martie or want to comment about anything that I've spoken about, please drop it in the chat. We'll do the shout out for you. But it is time to speak to the lady of the hour, and hopefully this isn't the third week in a row that we awkwardly lose the internet halfway through an interview. Martie Cronje, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks, Chris. It's amazing to be here. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm brilliant. Thanks.
I like our backgrounds. They're same. Are we doing something similar?
Maybe we're part of the same tribe, eh? Who knows?
It could be. Love our backgrounds. Anyway, Martie, let's find out a little bit more about yourself. We know that you're a virtual assistant, you're from Complete Virtual Assistants, but what is that? What is it that you do?
Should I rather say what that I don't do? No, I'm not that general. So my basic thing is I assist business owners by giving them back time and helping them get back to that, which seems to be an elusive work-life balance. You know, getting people back to, yes, you can have work-life balance. It's just all about priorities, right?
Exactly. But you said it in time. So, how do you go about this process?
So one of my first questions would be, say you are a potential client, I'll say to you, so what is taking up most of your time? What is your biggest admin challenge at the moment?
I would say meetings and keeping track of all the meetings and who I have to follow up with.
Okay, then we would obviously unpack that, and then it's like, okay, fine, so I can help you with your meetings. Make sure that you don't double book yourself or whatever. So if you have to travel, that there's enough time to travel that's in your diary, so you don't end up getting late for meetings, or that you actually block out time in between meetings if it's all online. So you at least have breathing space and just thinking space. Because what we found is with when we went into lockdown and everything moved online, a lot of people where they would previously drive from clients or from meeting to meeting, the driving time is your thinking space. Then we went online and it's meeting upon meeting upon meeting, and there's no thinking space. There's no gap for your brain to just reset. Okay, this is what just happened. Okay, let me prepare myself mentally for the next one. So that is something that we can assist clients with.
Okay, so basically you do almost like with your questions and your process, you do like an audit to work out where those areas are that assistance is needed, and then come up with the solutions that they need for that.
Yes, that's actually, you just summarized it perfectly up.
But Martie, I'm a business owner and it's my baby and I have to do everything and I'm a control freak. how am I going to give it to somebody else? And I'm going to waste all this time teaching them how to do it as well.
But Chris, if you work with an efficient virtual assistant with years of experience, then you might need to, yes, like starting at a new job, you get used to how your manager works or how they want things done. It's the same with the client. You need to find out, okay, fine, do you prefer us communicating on WhatsApp or email or phone calls, whatever that is? So you need to get used to your client. But as a control freak, I mean, what would you do with an extra hour a day? And what would that look like if you can actually have an hour a day because you know those things that you used to do, that's not your ideal things to do, your most effective time of use that you do. If you can outsource that to someone, then it frees up time to do something more of what you like. Doesn't that sort of make you happy?
Have an afternoon napping. I think the guys in Spain have it right. You have your afternoon siesta. That's what I would do with my extra hour.
So what would that do for your energy levels if you can have a siesta every afternoon?
It would go through the roof because I do a lot of late evening into night meetings because working now with a global audience and have to do those time zones. So it would make those meetings a lot easier because, yeah, I would have at least had a bit of a break in between and be more awakened with it to do those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would lead to more business, and then I'd make more money, and then I'd be happy, and then I could pay more virtual assistants to do more work for me to free up more time. I see there's a circle here.
Yeah, just a little circle, but yeah, a worthwhile circle to look at.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But jokes aside, I do say it's something that whenever somebody comes up with working with a virtual assistant, I think that's their biggest mental barriers, is that feeling of having to give over things and give over that control. But actually, you know, you never know until you've tried it and find the right person to work with, and then go through the process. You might actually be pleasantly surprised how easy it is and what a difference it makes.
Yes, and you just touched on a very valid point, is find the right assistant. Not every person and every VA gels together, not at all. Someone that I might work with really well, someone else might not work with. So, you know, different days for different strokes for different people, but it is so important to actually take the time, go through that interview process and find the right person. That your values need to be aligned, and you need to understand from the get-go that, as well as you need to find value in the relationship as the client, the VA also needs to find value in this relationship. So it definitely goes both ways.
Exactly, and like you said, it's an interview process. You know, much like you would do in traditional business, this is somebody that you're trusting to work with you, so why not do the interview process and take it there? I wanted to ask, talking about that correct connection between yourself and the client as well. What is your ideal client? What is the kind of client that you enjoy working with? Oh,
that's an easy one. It's usually males. Not that I've got anything against females, I just work better with males. Between the ages of 52, 55, business executive level, so someone who came out of corporate on director level, who's used to having a PA, and because they find it easier to make that next step in terms of, oh, I understand that she's not in the office next to me, I can still communicate over whatever technology is available. Oh, and that's people mostly in the financial services space.
So, financial services space, males who were executives and ages 52, 52.
52, 55.
52 to 55. See, I was mostly listening to most of that. But there was one last question. Oh, yeah. So in terms of, you know, under the virtual assistant umbrella, I mean, there's loads of different services and tasks and things that you can do for clients. But which are the ones that bring you the most joy, that you see makes a big difference and you really enjoy assisting clients with?
The ones where I go over above and beyond, like the client would expect me to, like one of my clients is studying, and I download his study material and put it in SharePoint for him. but the times when I actually send him the stuff, the material before the time, before his sessions, he's like, thanks, that helped me a lot. So those kinds of the extra things you do that's not in your job description to do, but it's the just thinking proactively and doing something over and above the client wouldn't expect. And that also comes with service of excellence. So people actually get used to, oh, wow. And that's what I think differentiates different people, not just for virtual assistant, but in any industry.
Yeah, I think it's always those small little things that make a big difference at the end of the day. Doesn't matter sort of what job you're doing or who you're working for. You know, that proactive approach, like you said, where you think ahead of one extra thing that could make the big difference. And that's where you come in. This is going above and beyond, but thinking of those little things for them.
Yeah, definitely.
And Martie, you're not just a virtual assistant as well. Sounds like you're busy with something that's adding on to your services and your rather extensive portfolio.
Yes. So, you know what, when you've walked the journey for a while, what's the best thing you can do is to actually help someone else on their journey. And that's what I'm doing. So I started virtual assistant training for VAs, brand new VAs or VAs who just started out, who really need just someone who's helped them, guide them on their journey to learn, so they can learn from my mistakes, basically. So they don't have to make all those. And it's not just the training, it's also the support afterwards. I've got VAs who've been to my training a year ago and they still contact me like, you know, passing ideas, let's spitball ideas and so forth. That's the one thing. And the other thing that I'm really excited about is I'm busy with my business coaching qualification so that I can also help business owners and VAs and PAs on top of that to help their managers, but for VAs and business owners. So, you know, let's unpack your business. And what's so beautiful about it is the business coaching side of things with the VA aspect just gels together so beautifully.
And it's fine. I tell you what, if I had $1 for every time somebody I spoke to, because obviously we're serial networkers, we're part of Explore Protech and you're part of Explore Van, but I get into a meeting and I start talking to them and we get to sort of the more marketing consulting side where that's where I play. And they say, I've been training with Martie Cronje and Martie says I must do X, Y, and Z, which is exactly what you just said, or whatever. You'd be surprised that sometimes it's you know, people not within our network that I've met. I have heard your name quite a few times. It's in a good way.
Okay, sure.
So what's really exciting is and like I said, now I've had so many people mention that they've done training with you as virtual assistants. So really, if you're a virtual assistant and you're getting started out, you're just finding your feet, and you need that help, there's two things that you can do. One is reach out to Martie because she can help with the training and the development on that side. Two, attend the next Explore Virtual Assistant Network.
Yes. And that is on the 28th of April. And yeah, as always, it's a brilliant network run by Janine Lingenfelder, who is an amazing lady herself. I've got a lot of respect for her. And yeah, so if you're thinking about joining or becoming a VA, you know what, that's the network to join, most definitely.
Yes, definitely. And yes, also Somerville from the Somerville agency heads up Explore Van, but it is a great event, great opportunities. And in terms of your coaching, you say you're doing your final qualifications. Have you started doing some of the coaching? Where are you in the process?
Yes, I've got 3 VAs that I'm coaching at the moment. And then I've got a couple of meetings lined up for potential clients. So yeah, let's see.
Well, I tell you what, in the live chat, Peter and his team say we love our VAs. They save us so much time and help us develop new businesses. Nikki van der Walt says, yes, smart, love it. Then, Susan, Martie has helped me in so many VAs in the past with the VA training later in April. She will be helping you VAs with 21 steps to become a VA.
Thanks for the promotion, Susan.
There we go. So you see that, but what I do love about doing a live platform like this is when you start talking to somebody and you say, you're talking about them, whatever, the next thing you get those live, real testimonials of people saying, well done, Martie's amazing, etc., etc. And that shows that you're making a big difference.
Sorry,
so
I'm
before,
speechless, yeah.
Yeah, you're being too humble. You're being far too humble. But before we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to share? Maybe a tip or a trend or something that you'd like to share?
You know what? There's so much new software coming out basically on a daily basis. Okay. And when you have a system that works, stick with that system. Don't have what they call squirrel syndrome, like, oh, here's a nut here. Oh, there's another one. There's another. Just stick with what you know and what works for you. Once you've sorted that out, you know how that works. If you want to expand, then expand. But stick with what you know. Okay.
Well, same thing happened to me. We use certain software like Zoom and the streaming software, and somewhere in between they've updated some of the interfaces between them. So we were like 1 or 2 minutes late for the show because I was trying to work it out on how to do it. If only I had a VA or somebody who knew that already and could have just shared it with me.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's something called TeamViewer. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Just saying.
Exactly. Martie, thank you for joining us on the show. All of Martie's details are down below. Go connect with her as a virtual assistant, or if you are a virtual assistant looking for some training, or if you need some guidance, some coaching. Martie is there for you, and we've seen it in the chat live from somebody watching the show that, she does a great job and is helping so many people. So why not contact her and find out more? Thank you again for having us, or for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Got that backwards, didn't I?
It's okay. We know what you mean.
Awesome. Okay, so wrapping up the show for this week. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. Go check out the videos and links down below. Go register for Global Online Speed Networking. That is the 20th of April, and it's going to be huge. It's part of a massive global networking summit. It's big. Like, you want to be there, so go register. The next Explore Virtual Assistant Network event happening on the 28th of April, and you'll see Martie there, and you'll see the rest of some of the most amazing virtual assistants from around the country and the world. It's a global network of people, so you definitely want to be a part of that. I will see you next week. Remember to subscribe. I would like to, yes, get waxed live on here. We'll see.